Today I want to introduce you to the latest hero of Overwatch, who was announced just a couple of hours ago. I want to tell you more about Orisa's backstory, show you her abilities, and hopefully show you some reasonable gameplay as well. Orisa is based off of the OR-15 robot, which is one of the robot types that got used during the Omnic crisis. However, this robot type was abandoned after Doomfist, probably one of the upcoming heroes, I wouldn't be surprised, made his way to Numbani. However, a little girl called Efi decided to continue building on the base of the robot and decided to call it the OR-15A, which of course is lead speak for Orisa.
My name is Orisa. I will keep you safe. That is my primary function.
Alrighty, next up we'll go over her abilities, and the first thing that's important to note is the fact that indeed she is a tank. She's got 400 HP in total, which is most definitely a lot, but one of the things I did not expect when I first heard of her is the fact that she can deal this much damage from such a long range. So basically her basic rifle ends up dealing a significant amount of damage from a distance. It's not just a short range weapon by any stretch, but more importantly, it's got 200 rounds. Like so far, I've not reloaded a single time, and I can still, keep on firing here for pretty much as long as I want to. I can fire this for a very significant amount of time, and it will still just keep on running and keep on shooting as well. Very, very powerful weapon. The alternate attack for the fusion driver is sort of like a mini graviton surge. Basically, you throw it forward just like that. You can activate it a second time, and it will push enemies towards the objective. So if you want to do it properly, for example, right, it's totally possible to, for example, activate it right behind an enemy and drop them down into the abyss. And that is on a very short cooldown. You can use that very often. Fortify, her shift ability is pretty straightforward. You can basically activate it, and for a couple of seconds she cannot be CC'd, and on top of that she also does not take any additional damage. It's on a 10-second cooldown in total, and you will basically be able to use this to, for example, walk out of a graviton surge. Like say for example you're being attacked by a Zarya ulti, you can just simply go ahead and activate it and get on out of there. And then her last basic ability is called the Protective Barrier. It's basically a barrier that I can place in between me and a couple of allies, and then also, of course, the enemies on the other end. It allows me to shoot through it, but they cannot shoot through it themselves. They got 900 HP in total, which is very solid, and I can sort of like throw it at a distance as well. So say, for example, if I try and push it a little bit more further forward, I could potentially protect an ally as well from a bit of distance. And then her final ability, the ultimate, it's actually very, very powerful. It's called the Supercharger, and you can basically put it on the ground right in front of you, and every ally that is caught within the radius, and you can see actually for me it shows like a little line, I suppose. It does also show that one in game, will indeed get increased damage, which is very, very solid. It can, however, be killed, so if enemies shoot it down, it will quickly disappear. So that does mean that you have to put it in a very solid position, but there's a lot of like wombo combo kind of potential. Alrighty, so it's time for some gameplay. Now real quick, I am currently a little bit rusty. I haven't been playing as much Overwatch as of late, but regardless, I'm gonna try and show you the very best that I can. Now real quick, right, we are currently on the PTR, the public test realm, or the public test region, on the PC version of the game, which is currently the place where she is available only. She's not available in the live version of the game just yet, just because they're doing a couple of test runs with her for probably a week or two before putting her in the live version of the game. And I did play a few matches of quick match as well as arcade with her so far, and there's a few things that I've noticed from my initial impressions. First off, I've noticed that pretty much every single one of the players apparently in the arcade is playing Orisa, but not in this match. Apparently we do have a few other heroes here as well. I guess that's okay. We can deal with that. Anyway, so her kit is really powerful, right? The fact that I can put up a shield right in front of me and, sit behind my allies once as well, and they stack right on top of each other very nicely. The fact that my right click ability can completely like push people back towards the previous place that they were at. If someone's trying to disengage, we can just simply try and attack them and, take care of them very, very quickly with our right click ability and pull them right around the corner. We can push people into the abyss as well, and the shift ability is rather helpful too. The one weakness, though, that I've noticed so far that I didn't really realize initially is that she's got like no mobility. So one of the things I did not point out just yet when I was introducing all of the different abilities is the fact that when you are using your basic attack, right, when you are just simply shooting like I am right now, I am not actually moving around very quickly at all. So right now, I'm not particularly fast, just from my basic movement, I suppose, but when I'm shooting, I get slowed down even more. So while my attacks are a little similar, I guess, but much further ranged than, for example, D.Va's, and I can sort of like shoot indefinitely, the one thing to keep in mind is that just like D.Va, I'm gonna be slowed down whenever I attack, which can definitely hurt quite a bit. Now, on top of that, right? If you're trying to get out of trouble, and you're trying to make sure that you're not, like, dying, I suppose, you need to make sure that you're gonna be in a proper position here initially already. I need to be able to, like, hug a corner, I suppose, which I have found so far to be the easiest way of trying to keep someone from killing me, because you need to be able to dodge around the corner. Otherwise, you're just gonna be in so much trouble. Now, I do have my ulti available right now. I don't know if I'm gonna use it just yet. I don't think we want to quite waste it. There is actually a Bastion now on that high ground. You can see, though, oh, is that actually an Orisa, or I'm not even sure. Anyway, you can see, though, the damage that we deal from a distance is incredible. Like, it's a ton. It's very, very, very impressive. Now, I'll go ahead and put up my ulti right here. I can put that behind my shield, and of course, that means that the enemies will not be able to shoot it down very easily, and we can indeed do a very significant amount of damage. I am currently in a bit of a weird space, though, because I have no way of, like, self-sustaining me. And while I can try and walk out right now and grab the healing, there's really no way for me to, like, ensure safety, I suppose. And basically what I'm trying to say, right, is that whenever I'm at low HP and I want to disengage, right, I want to try and get out of trouble, that means that I'm going to have to stop firing as well. And that's, like, a very risky thing. On top of that, I have, like, 6 limbs, right? Real quick, I'll show you. Can I show you? No, I did not mean to die there. But real quick, right, look at that. I have got 6 limbs, I've got 4 legs, which is a little bit strange, I suppose, to begin with. We are practically a centaur, but that does mean that we are a very large target to hit as well. So, the fact that we get slowed down while we fire, right, we have got no mobility at all, means that you have to be extremely careful about your positioning. Sure, we have got 400 HP, which is a solid amount. I mean, that's definitely something you can work with. But if you are caught in a weird angle and you're not capable of firing, you gotta make sure that you're not dying just because you run out of HP, because, I mean, you have no way of really keeping yourself alive very easily at all. The shift ability is nice, though. The fact that you can't be CC'd, it's hard to say exactly how impactful it will be. It's probably more of like a counter to, you know, any kind of issues. I don't know if that Reinhardt is behind me. No, he's actually, I think he's over there. We're all looking around constantly. But it's a bit of an interesting combination, right? So we are sort of like a tank, but we also have, like, supportive capabilities, and we are a little bit similar to a sniper in the sense that we do a very significant amount of damage from a long distance, you know, a very long distance. It's very interesting. It's a cool concept, and I really do like the idea. But here's the thing, right? Compared to, for example, when Sombra initially got introduced, everyone was complaining that she was overpowered, right? And we very quickly saw how that turned around as well. So I don't want to draw any conclusions just yet, but she most definitely does seem very powerful. The wombo combo potential is insane. Like, you can really keep people alive for a very long amount of time as well. And now with another one of these ultis, man, you can just simply put up the shield and then the ulti right behind it. It does have a reasonably long reach. While we will have to learn exactly where that reach is gonna be. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. And where the perfect positions for the ultis are, it's a really fun and, like, fresh way to enjoy Overwatch, I suppose. Oh well, I don't know if they're gonna be able to continue pushing here. All we need to do right now is push them off of the objective. I do have an ulti here available. I'm not sure if that was the perfect position for it, but it is still gonna help out and, you know, make the push for us a little bit easier. We'll try and see if we can force them off of the objective, though. That would be good. Come on. No, Reinhardt. No, not today. There's so much damage, though. It's so much more damage. I'm pretty sure. Oh. They're switching into other heroes now. That's not fair, guys. This was Orisa versus Orisa only. And then lastly, I also want to give you a quick look at the different skins that are available. First off, we do have a few recallers. I do like these as well, but I gotta say, I actually really like this one. Look at this. That's so cool. It's so bright and pink. I mean, you probably are a much easier target to hit, even easier than you already are just because of the sheer size of the hero. But regardless, I think it looks pretty badass. Then we got the camouflage, which looks a little bit better already. And then we've got the carbon fiber, which I am a big fan of, as well as like a lighter version of the carbon fiber right here. This sort of gives me like a Genji sort of vibe here. I can't be the only one that gets that. And then also we've got the beetle skin. This one looks pretty badass as well. I'm a big fan in particular of this one right here with all the bright colors. I think this one looks really, really awesome. And then as far as the weapon goes, pretty straightforward, but it's all in gold as well. Anyway, so there we have it, none other than Orisa being added to Overwatch. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get a notification as soon as I upload more. And while you're at it, I would really appreciate it if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Links are in the description. I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I'll see you in the next one.